gotta try to pull out a rabbit out of our hats, do some kind of weird stuff, and it usually translates to some not necessarily very effective play style either. So I think it was pretty much as we expected.
Well, we've taken as much as we can from this series, but what we'll be doing is speeding things up a little bit. So we're going to go to a break right now, and when you come back, we'll be seeing MIBR in full force off the back of that game going up against NRG. Don't go anywhere.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo! Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. I'm Intel Core i7.
The Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA. Vodafone presents the pre-match.
It's pre-match time, and it's NRG taking on Made in Brazil. We're starting with Mirage now too, and it's a map that we've seen multiple versions of in terms of how these teams play it. MIBR, they've had some very close and scrappy games in the early part of the season, but now they've bounced back with full force. While NRG, they like to grind it out nice and slow, and they don't make things easy for themselves either.
They never do they? Actually, I think that's more of a trademark at this point in time more than anything, really. You know, when I think of the Brazilian Counter-Strike and Mirage, it was actually, I think that was the map where back then I think they were called Keat Stars or Kaboom, one of those names that Fallen and the boys had way back when they first started to get their big upsets against international teams. So I mean, there's a lot of history when it comes to this map and the Brazilian Counter-Strike. Also, actually, oddly, when you think about it, I think also the Spongian boys with Australian Counter-Strike came famous with Mirage first. What is up with Mirage? Why is it like an upset city?
It's become that like crazy
Upset
map. Yeah, like that everyone can play it, right? But it always delivers in a different way because we get teams that like full focus mid control, and then we get teams that just all Hail Mary do the crazy rushes. We even see teams that don't even execute with flashes and smokes and still pull away rounds.
Listen, I remember when Tylo decided to just reinvent City Side altogether and play 2P short all the time.
See?
It made no sense, but it worked. No,
Crazy
I mean,
fraggers.
Mirage is a map, actually. It's super cool in the way that the evolution that keeps on happening, and teams keep relearning how to take mid and how to hold middle, and just different pacing of it, and it's a constant brawl. And it's clever how these teams are able to pick up on things all the time, back and forth, CT side and T side. But yeah, that's enough of Mirage as a map.
Now, one thing we got to look at, right? NRG have played a ridiculous amount of games online this past week.
Yeah. Like,
they've only got 4 more games after this series to play in total, and you can see them on your screen. So now they're going to play Made in Brazil, and then week 4, all they've got to play is Renegades and Cloud9. Now, the Cloud9 we know of is not looking too good. This Renegades lineup, though, they're sat towards the top of the standings at the moment. They're looking pretty hot. So I feel like if they can try and take at least 1 map, maybe potentially 2 maps here for NRG against Made in Brazil, they're almost guareteeing themselves a spot at the LAN finals in Odense then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're going to go into those both matchups as favorites, and I mean, Renegades is going to be more of a matchup than Cloud9 is. That's a stand 100% right now. I mean, obviously, we don't know what the maps would be and stuff like that, so there's those little question marks, obviously. But, you know, NRG is a good thing, like something we talked about before, is the fact that they've been able to establish a bit of a map pool, and they can definitely play 5-6 maps very, very effectively. So, yeah, things are looking super, super good for NRG. I mean, this one here, I think, looking at this MIBR lineup that we saw them play, obviously, Liquid with a stand-in, but still you got to say that this MIBR right now looks much more focused than the one that we saw early in the season. Fully,
yeah. They're recharged, they're ready, and they're looking like a team that's taking things as they should be, right? Showing their dominance, showing their overall skill. One man I want to look at, though, on the NRG side of things was CeRq, right? The beast from the east. He delivers from time to time, more often than not. But when he drops off, that's when things get a little bit too dicey for NRG.
No, and naturally so, because an AWP player is such a big, massive part of a Counter-Strike team altogether, because he's a superstar, he's a striker, he's the one to be making plays, and everyone caters for him to be successful, basically. So if he falls off, then yes, I guess technically speaking, you should still have, you know, ways to work around it and have the 4 others. You know, maybe someone else will come alive and have a massive game with a rifle, for example, and that should be a possibility also. You know, you can't always be reliant on one single player, one AWP player to make those plays, because it is just human. Like, everyone's going to have an off game here and there. So you got to be able to work around that. So that's something I guess NRG needs to figure out as well going forward, that, you know, what do we do once that off game happens?
Well, we are going to find out a little bit more about the man that we were just talking about. Take a look at this insightful video from CeRq.
The Bulgarian CSGO player Svetlin CeRq Dimitrov is one of the most promising op talents in the professional scene. He plays for the North American organization NRG Esports, but before joining NRG in August last year, he was part of the Bulgarian squad Outlaws.
Like, we were a good team in Bulgaria back then. Like, we were almost getting into top 30. I wasn't getting paid much. I think I was getting paid like $300, and I wasn't doing it full time, but when we were playing tournaments, I was staying up till like 4 a.m. to play in qualifiers and tournaments. So I was skipping school. I was lying to my dad, my stomach hurts almost every day. So I wasn't really thinking about it. I really wanted it, and my dad he wanted it to happen as much as I wanted it, pretty much. But we weren't improving, and I wanted to make the big step to like actually join like team with experienced players.
And there you have it. It's NRG that pushed through in dominating fashions.
I literally just messaged Daps one night. It was 3 a.m. I ordered myself some spaghetti, and I actually messaged NJ from Singularity. He was in NRG. He moved like 2 months ago, and I just messaged him as a joke. I was like, I know you guys need an upper, and he was like, can you join TeamSpeak? And I said, yeah, sure. And I got in TeamSpeak with Dabs, and Dabs just started asking me questions. And he was like, yeah, sure, we can try scrimming. And that's how it all started.
Shot now. CeRq knows where they both are. He's got out and dropped out Vice 1 versus 1, and CeRq, surely he's not going to do it again. Yes, he does. CeRq is unnatural.
And then I go to a country where everything is more modern, I guess. It's just different. As bad as this sounds, it wasn't hard. Me and my dad, I feel like we have a connection. Even though I'm in America, I don't miss him as much as other people might miss their family, because we talk twice a day. We talk morning and night. When I'm with my teammates, it's like my second family right now, because I'm living with them and everything. So when we didn't make the major 1 month ago, I was pretty sad. I actually didn't want to play, but yeah, they fixed me somehow. I don't know. It's just with time it got better and stuff like that. But I was pretty sad. They can't replace my family, but it's like it feels like I'm around family as well. So my dream is for sure to go to a major, win it, of course.
A little bit of a deeper look at the man behind that green gun that he uses all too well.
What a sympathetic guy.
Yeah, I like it though. It's, gives us a different viewpoint of him, right? He's an absolute beast in the server, but he's a down-to-earth, little emotional guy when it comes to it. And a man that's obviously traded a whole very different lifestyle to get over to this NRG roster and live it out in the States.
Yeah, no, it's always a massive move when you think about it. You know, young kid. I'm not sure how old he is, but he can't be that
I think he's like
old.
19 or 20?
Yeah. We're talking, I mean, barely 20 at least. Oh, right, at most.
Let's find out.
For having someone, you can find it out as I go on. I mean, moving all the way across to the other side of the world is a massive feat. First of all, it's not even meant for a lot of. We have seen a lot of players in the past that just haven't wanted to do it just because of the lifestyle change and being away from family, from friends. You know, having that kind of little bubble you can live inside where everything is just really, really nice and warm, basically. But instead, you go to the cruel world out there. You're on your own. You gotta obviously. In these big teams, you have team houses and everything's usually taken care of pretty well, but it's still a massive mental hurdle to get across to be able to do it. But for someone like CeRq, I mean, obviously the Bulgarian scene has never really been that big in the world of Counter-Strike. Obviously, he could have possibilities within Europe as well to play for an international team, I feel like, and he might still have down the line, considering how young he probably is.
18.
18, yeah. I mean, geez, what were you doing when you were 18?
Playing
Not living in America.
No, I was living in America. Playing Counter-Strike still, but yeah.
Exactly. I was playing Counter-Strike too. Was I? No, I was living in Finland. Anyway, no, but I mean, yeah, it's you got to give a lot of credit for these guys to make those sacrifices to move over, thinking about their career as a big thing. Being as good of a player as he is, I think he made the right move. He's definitely been showcasing that he has the capabilities of being a part of a team that is within that top 10 range in the world for sure.
What I'm impressed with as well, right? We find out he's 18, but how kind of like confident he was with just his direction, the decision making going from Outlaws and coming into NRG. Like a lot of people at that age, and to be this good, right, to be that skilled, would not give you that kind of openness and that raw that we just saw in the video.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back, like I definitely, from my own perspective, when I was like 18, 17, in that range, I definitely got rattled way easier than what I did, you know, 5, 10 years later, when I was already a veteran player. I had all the experience. It would, you know, it's just easier to go in those situations, any kind of situations, because you've already gone through it, so you wouldn't get scared or don't start getting jitters when things get dicey.
Launders and Scrawny are back with us. Did you enjoy that little piece on CeRq there?
Yeah, that was cool. He looks like a freshly born baby.
Yeah. You back on my blackout again?
No, I swear I didn't.
It's a different kind of blackout. Yeah. And CeRq, so there's another thing about mid laners in Dota 2, where they say that you should have young ones because they don't know what it's like to lose, and they have the confidence that's unbreakable. And so it's somebody that's lost too much is too used to the idea of someone being better than them, and the potential for that. But some of the best mid laners are very young, you know, like.
Unfortunately, I feel like CeRq lost that with the minor, though.
You think it all goes away with one land?
I mean, that was a massive loss, wasn't it?
Well, it was a huge loss for NRG, but can they pick up the big win now against MIBR on Mirage? Launders and Scrawny, this is your time to shine, boys.
Are you feeling shiny, Mohan?
Yeah, I'm always glowing.
Yeah, good. I like that.
I actually don't think that's the same thing, but.
Well, it's close enough.
Yeah.
Do you think MIBR are going to come into this match and just stomp like they did versus Liquid?
No. I think. Maybe. I don't know.
It's a hard one to call.
Very pointed analysis. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's a hard one to call just because, again, you know, MIBR obviously look hot against Liquid, but that's a Liquid versus or without twist. Liquid minus twists. NRG has been on quite a little tear here in this week, right? We talked about how they had that 30-match week, and they're through the most of it. I'm sure fatigue may be setting in, but their success should also be sinking in. And that, like you said, bolsters confidence. So they have their hands full with MIBR, but these are still two teams that are within the top 6 currently of this division. MIBR, actually, with the most recent win, have now taken first place, Mohan.
Wow.
By also, of course, having played more maps than everyone else.
That helps, but they've only got 3 losses, so that's really good.
Yep, they're up there. Looking like the North American Astralis. But we'll see if they have their hands full with NRG. Right now, it's the B site that's under question, and coldzera now activates from the back of Vench just to die. Ethan and Breezy taking them down and dropping the bomb in the process. So things will be slowed a little further. And thinking of further, Breezy toys with the idea of walking into the market, but Stewie comes flying right out. And then it's an utter execution. 3 rapid headshots for MIBR. They pick up a pistol.
Maybe they are warmed up. They looked really good there for a second, just the shots they hit. And, you know, that's a round we see people lose all the time just because they're jumping out of retake spots that are easy to stop. You get a couple extra free shots in if you're the terrorist defending. NRG couldn't capitalize there. MIBR win it. And that is nice. I don't think the game overall will be as easy. I'm sure Liquid were not in the same headspace, and not playing with Twist is just such a big hit to take. Like, literally at times the best player on the team, so I don't know. If they even anticipated winning, just period, which changes the game. NRG, however, have their full lineup with Imachet in the coach position.
Not a Canadian.
Not a Canadian. The American Imachet
from New York.
New York. $2, the greatest $2 pizza in the world.
Hey, I'm coaching here.
Hey, I'm coaching. I'm walking over here.
That's my chat impersonation.
You think you're better than me? Huh?
Sounds nothing like that.
That's what he sounds like.
You're lying. You're lying, Launders.
Your word versus mine.
That's true.
I have more followers than you.
Man states truths. And NRG going to take this round on the chin. Shouldn't be all too upset with the outcome, seeing as they had so little to work with. And hey, they even get a consolation prize. coldzera is dead.
Yeah.
So is Stewie.
It's I guess that's a cigarette.
Pardon?
Close but no cigar.
Right.
That's what they get. Cigarette.
Cigarello.
Close.
Now outlawed in Canada.
Yeah, not allowed.
Can't be smoking
Everybody knows what
flavored
you're
cigars.
using those ones for. So.
Those high school parties, you know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm smoking.
Smoking over here in the B side of Dust 2. Come on in, we're having a party.
More smokes inside of mid. And CeRq's second hand is behind him. Third two. So making a bit of a ruckus, allowing for Fugly to walk up from the bottom of middle, but Fallen peers over top the smoke, waiting in anticipation.
When Fallen is off, and he actually feels like a sniper, I feel like would feel in real life, you know? He just finds the trickiest angles. He's very patient, and it just feels like everything stops for a moment when he's sitting there waiting.
He definitely slows down time.
Just like Neo.
Father Fallen, Father Time.
Oh wow, Furs, wow. That's a very unlikely spot. It's so weird because he has to take this fight versus a ramp, and okay, they don't clear him.
Nope.
Or they do.
Fugly just playing with Fallen now. This does set up Stewie to succeed.
Oh yeah.
And so far, they're not actually turning their backs towards him, so he could just blindside this entire bomb site. Will hit the planter just after it goes down, and CeRq sweeps them with him. So Fugly, he's the one that took Fallen off the catwalk, but now he's got an even more difficult job to do. Most notably because the smoke is in his face. Now, sure, nice headshot onto Coldzera, but you have to get this player off the bomb. There's no kit on them, and he's sticking the defuse. Whoa!
You follow the tracers back. That's pretty crazy. What a round from both Stewie and CeRq. Stewart and Turok.
This is that 2K. Oh, Breezy walks into it.
He was just going to trade. I mean, CeRq was blind. It was all him. That was a good flash.
Hold left click, close your eyes, and check the kill feed once you regain vision.
So we had a pretty good chance to finish that kill off too. So good position from him. From the apps control is just so massive for CTs. It's actually overpowered if you're even one person on the site. You have the best retake spot. You have such a good chance to get the first kill. You can multi-frag as we saw Stewie do, or attempt to do, and you can just make it so easy for your rotators. You can just come into CT so simply. I think it's one of the best areas to push of any map. If you think that the terrorist is not going to play there, and as the A lurker in a default for the T's, they have to pick between holding a ramp or palace. There's rarely you get someone holding a ramp and then one palace, because that thins out your mid presence and also your B guys. You might have someone do an underpass walk. So strong position. Stewie abused it. Now it's the eco round. Stewie's going to be playing from CT. That was actually a really nice shot.
Himself somewhat into the A-bomb site, but then it all comes crumbling around them. Fugly's up and down.
You like your cookies chewy or crunchy?
Chewy.
Me too. Really like a chewy cookie.
Yep.
I feel like I will like them and especially appreciate them when I lose my teeth.
You're just gonna gum them?
Not even gonna put my veneers in.
Mind you, if you eat them with milk, all the crunchy cookies can become soft too.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like Oreos, those aren't very soft, but
yeah,
by the time I eat them, they are.
Right. Not a yeah, that site. So, oh my, they pick up the op though. I can see why they wanted to search it out. Excuse me, but with the amount of info here, they should certainly smoke this.
Cold Will. That is the only smoke. That's the thing. Both have kits, sure, but once he taps the bomb, it's going to elicit the peek, and they all come inwards. And now every time CeRq taps it, you know you're just going to get spammed or peeked, and there you go. Ethan takes the top side. NRG on the board. Out of nowhere, Mohan.
Yeah, a bunch of gremlins in the night, waking up, attacking the toy store. That's what happened just now. The toy store was the A site. The gremlins were NRG.
Gremlins, ghouls, and goblins.
Cotton all over the floor. They got in there like swimwear, Connor.
In there like swimwear. I've not heard that before. Got to admit.
Just take a moment to digest that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to decipher it. It's quite visual.
Flavors of the imagination. Oh, Stewie, he's alone. He was alone with the AWP there. Oh, they're kind of saving, so he's just trying to take some kind of risk, but not expecting late mid control like that, and was being very a flagrant amount of peeking happening from his perspective at the top of Cat.
Ooh, Fur just misses Ethan.
And he still pushed all the way through.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. He saw the trail. The contrail that Ethan left. He sees the plan of action.
All the breadcrumbs.
Yep.
Where are you, Hansel? Where are you, Gretel?
Are you the Wicked Witch of the West?
No, from the east.
Oh.
Fur ready?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, seen by CeRq, and Derek just runs in. Dabs is going to find him on the exit there as he tries to get out from Palace. So that does leave two of the T's up. They've equalized it at 2 apiece. Fallen. Whoa, just rapidly running around. Fugly, now all that's left over, and he's trying to isolate duels, but Fallen's going to best him. And MIBR straight back onto the board. NRG lucky to have kept some extra cash. Remember, they won with just armor and pistols in the prior. But yeah, MIBR playing proactive, not only using Fallen on the ramp to get the opening pick, but then also pushing Palace in order to get that hot trail behind NRG. So
yeah.
If I'm NRG, I don't expect both Palace and ramp to be aggressed on.
No, and that's actually very interesting because typically, like I say, Taco, when he was on the team, he would play Palace and he would almost never push out, and he would always just sit there and wait while probably, like, you know, 12 rounds out of 15, he's holding Palace push, not A ramp. And so if he's the only player there, though, you push both. Let's say he gets one. The other one can still go through, and the guy in Palace is trapped. Or there's no one there. You get the double push out, and a round like that. Some good damage dealt versus the A ramp players. It's kind of as the most that Stewie has to do. He just doesn't want to die in this situation now. They're officially playing for the retake, just trying to get a free kill if possible, but that's about it. Do they take control? Oh, they do. They run right back to you.
Boy, CeRq turns right back around. Catches his head. Oh, a collateral from Fallen. And he's got the support just behind him now, so they all go gunning inwards. A 3-piece from Fallen just rips this to shreds and puts it on young Ethan. He's got himself in off position. They haven't figured him out just yet. I don't think the bomb necessarily planted for him, so now he needs rapid kills, a crescendo of frags, and Fallen's just going to try to stick this, comes off, grabs the kit, and there's still no time, I don't think, so Ethan's won the round.
Why did he do that? Did he not have time with the stick before getting the before he had to have? That was not a good idea. I don't think that was a good idea, because he was default and he knew it was A ramp, so he had to run all the way around, and literally Cold was still alive. And look at that, all the 0 RWS that round fall in. Maybe he didn't have the 10 seconds to stick is the only thing I can assume.
Right.
Because Fallen's not the player who makes those mistakes, like, ever. But if he did, that was a mistake. I mean, he did just call it by, he was off by almost like half a second, but still.
Yeah, right.
If he had it, just hold it, you know.
I thought maybe he could get on the bomb a little swifter.
Very strange stuff. Another A explode from NRG in the books.
Yeah, it's the
open and shut case, Johnson.
It's the way in which they have picked up both their rounds.
Fallen's very alone at the moment. All alone. You'll probably die alone, Connor.
Well, that's not very inspiring.
No. That would be a very good story.
Got 2 flashbangs. They've already spotted him. Great initial damage, sure. A little bit more to Breezy and Ethan. One of which swept away by coldzera. Stu takes the high ground trying to find something, but a bit of an off smoke does give a gap for the Opera to work with. Tarek's in position, just ready to go for the peek if need be. Tries to stop plant, but nope, Ethan covers. And coldzera blankets himself in smoke.
Cold can see players over the top of this. Misses the first shot. And there were 2 jumping around, but his position is now known. He falls back into underpass. This round is not over. This round is far from over. I don't think he gets away far enough. Let's see, he's surrounded. Moving quickly into a player in spawn. Fugly, he's waiting. Can he actually see Pal? No, he can't actually see this. Oh, there it is. He's gonna go for this. Oh, Fugly didn't see him. Never mind. Take it all back.
Whoa.
And there it is. coldzera survives. Keeps the op. I was on my toes.
This is good. This is a door open for NRG now. Looking to equalize the score.
Dorapner. Just the Dorapner button has been pushed. Yeah, so to open doors that are locked by security on the other side of them, you have to press the Dorapner button and then open the door normally. Oh, just wanted to peek. It's just a window shopping.
Checking it out.
He broke in the front door just to leave.
Found the open house. Looking for a place with at least 2 bedrooms.
Came in, just farted in it, and left.
The old crop duster. But there's nobody in the apartment, so they do eject. Grouping themselves together through spawn. And off of Daps' play from Palace. Set their sights on A. They've got the wall of smokes on both stairs, cross, and spawn. So the whole crescendo, although smidgen of a gap going to be played off of from the staircase. And uh-oh, Stewie's dead now. So that one offer from coldzera, yet to find anything. And once the bomb is planted, he should just look to leave. Although now his backside's open. They need to clear middle if he's ever going to get out of dodge.
It's a gun retrieve to the top of Cat, and once again coldzera's got the optic connector, drops the smoke to shroud himself from the tees, and will have to eventually fall back, you would think. He has a kit, he has a head armor, but he doesn't have enough time. He has to leave. They keep mid, and they decide to stay here, which is quite fine. Surprised Tarek's actually willing to show himself to connector. Feels very confident that no one is going to peek him from there, and he's right. They've went the long way. Top him as a player, but that's it. Another 10th save. And MIBR lose another round to A. NRG doing good job at A. Doing a great job executing, splooging all over the A site.
If it works,
keep it up. Do it again.
You know, but they have to make sure that they stay as a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Important to keep these executions moist.
Yeah, always like a moist Alex Richardson.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say that is machine, right? Yeah. Now I see what you've done. I see what you've done here. NRG look to get it done at the B-bomb site. Whoa!
Oh. This rattled the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shook the head loose. Anticipating the further of the cross, falling just misses the player to get up in the close corner. So now when he runs out unsuspecting to Breezy, too easy. That B site fumbled.
We're seeing some variation here. The fast B cat split. Also known as the fast B cat split. I can't think of a better word for it. What's a creative name for a fast B cat split?
Fast B cat split. We need a title for it. I don't know. Coming up blank, Mohan.
Let's call it a fast B split.
Okay. That's creative.
We removed one word. That's not creative. Yeah, you're right. I know you literally said that was creative, but I know that was just sarcasm.
It was sarcasm. You figured me out. My body language give it away? Or was it the condescending tone in my voice?
I think it was...
Idiot.
It was a little both.
This is what I like to see, though. A purchase back up from MIBR, which means it's not going to be all too easy for NRG. They've been given a couple gifts. Some softer of rounds. But it's also now 5 in a row out of NRG. An exchange of frags in middle. Fur comes out alone through connector. And be careful, dear TeRq. He's already taken damage now. The flames are spreading. And he is lucky to be alive.
Oh, the entry on A, the lurk could change everything. At this point, it's 3-4, and Breeze now doesn't have to worry about a player here. However, Fallen comes out for the trade, and he does get 2, is fast enough to know that CeRq might have lurked out of connector, and he has now upgraded, transformed from a Falmus to an AK player, and it's ROP stickers on it, so you know it's good.
But
unfortunately, the 4-3's got to change the res, however.
Yeah, doesn't see Ethan coming in. With Fallen going down, that's left not only this 2v2 to unfold, but look at the health advantage they have.
Who's the guy who has 4 ROP stickers on his AK?
I don't know, actually. I'll have to figure that out.
Appreciate that. Oh, I thought that was a CT.
I bet you it's...
Who do you think is the fanboy? I'm going to go with Fugly. He's a troll. CeRq is a troll, too.
Yeah, CeRq is a troll. That was going to be my guess.
I'm going to go with Fugly.
I'm going to say Breeze.
Going Breeze?
Yeah. I can't...
Who was it? There was somebody who wouldn't share... I think it was Breeze. He wouldn't share toothpaste.
Really?
I thought it was unsanitary. I think it was Breeze. But
wait, toothpaste, not toothbrush.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not unsanitary.
Because I'm not sticking your toothbrush in my mouth.
Of course not. That's disgusting.
But I'll use your paste.
Absolutely. Because once you finish the paste, you can break it off without ever touching the rest of the toothpaste.
Yeah, of course.
So how could that possibly be unsanitary?
I don't know.
I guess I'm preaching to the choir here.
He's from Bulgaria. Maybe they do things different.
No, not CeRq. Breeze.
Oh, Breeze. Well, he's not from Bulgaria.
He's from America, yeah.
They still do things different there.
That's true. There'd be 100 million people doing weird things. If that were the case. Pushing a palace, all the CTs getting frisky. Getting frisky and risky.
2 Molotovs this time. TeRq's not going to get burned out in the open because he's not there at all. He has opted elsewhere with the rest of his team on pistols. However, Cold's here. Knock, knock. NRG kicking in the door. Or at least just one player in the form of Ethan. Trying to sound bigger than he really is. Looking to call the attention, but after getting dinked, he wants nothing more. Do not give him an AK. Run.
The rotates came out. It was a full A play at that point. It didn't seem like there would be easy rotates for MIBR to abuse if it was a B hit, and Fur gets his kill off top mid, looks for 2, and he's good for it. What a 2K.
Bomb included. Well, that's going to set up the rest of the pistol players to succeed. If only Stewie had been able to curb back Fugly's aggression and success. But Fallen just one-taps Fugly. Good night. Puts coldzera into position, and he's creating such a ruckus towards Tetris that, sure enough, coldzera's going to trade. Oh! 2 shots, all it takes.
Dude. There was multiple moments there where MIBR could have just won. Stewie gets his kill on the site. You know, Fallen gets his kill at Tetris. And coldzera comes in for the 1v2. That was pretty nice. Rotates were good the whole time. They stayed very fluid, you know? The footwork was great. You've got to stay light on your feet. You want to be able to release those jabs. And that's what you need to do. You need to peck at them if you have pistols. And they made sure to keep up the confusion. TeRq has the op. An after image flash shoots him off of an angle, and Stewie at least gets a kill for the hero from last round, as well as TeRq. Both get op frags. Where do you even go, men?
Somewhere other than the scopes. But they can't happen to find an entry. Stu with 3. CeRq flies through the skies, and Cold cuts him down. Pull.
Pull. Skeet shooting?
Yep. You ever done that?
No.
You ever shot a gun?
Yeah.
Sideways?
No, that's dumb.
Oh.
You shot a gun sideways?
Of course.
Are you an idiot? Really?
Yeah.
And you didn't get any shell casings in your eye?
No, no.
Hot shell casings land right on your eyes?
No.
That's what happens because they come out the side.
It's true. They're spat upwards.
Yeah, not very safe out there in rural Canada, are you?
No, that's the beauty of it. You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
It's like the Wild West.
Yeah, that's why we have 2 eyes. So you need one. Learn not to shoot your gun sideways.
CeRq, not pressured off of his position, comes out when he pleases. So this time, remember, NRG, they got their success rolling, all based on that one pistol round towards the A bomb site, and then they consistently continued towards A. They're going to try B in the last attempt of the first half, and, well, it doesn't go too well at all. CeRq cutting him down short, so good enough from NRG, seeing as this was a 6-1 start to the favor of MIBR. There's no shame in a 9-6 finish.
Not at all, especially considering they had good rounds to show in the 6 rounds they got. It seemed basically just like they started to wake up late, and that every round was very difficult for MIBR to win, and then eventually they started pulling them out once they got in the rhythm. Rhythm. R-I-D-D-I-M-Z.
You almost made me swallow my lozenge.
Swallowed one of your last lozenges, huh?
The last one. This is the last one.
Yeah.
I dropped it on the floor when this game started.
Ew,
and
then you put it back in your mouth. Oh, what the heck? That's disgusting. I bet you would share a toothbrush.
But not toothpaste.
That's gross. It's crossing the line.
See if they can cross the line of defense that NRG are trying to. Oh my god, he wrecked. And that's the right word for it. 4 to the 1 now, Stewie 2K. With a Glock in hand, trying to pop a couple noggins. Can't find too much just yet, nor does he have the bomb. If he had it, he'd just go for the plant. But he's going to have to fight his way out, tooth and nail. Claws.
Okay. He really wants the CT fight. CT fight really stirs up rotations, eliminates the crossfire. But everybody's so far back, you know? That's how they should be. Oh my god, could Stewie actually do this?
Yes, he could.
He knows where they are. Oh, he's waiting. He's so patient. Oh my god, he actually called out that player would push out a CT pass triple into his crosshair, but Daps is there. Father Daps.
I feel like Stewie's one of the guys who doesn't mind being left in that position.
He waits for his team to die.
Yeah.
He probably called the strat.
Yeah. So the 1v5 pistol not working out from MIBR. No surprise to that. And NRG will buy up into what is a collection of SMGs and FOMI. Oh, but coldzera goes for that single AK purchase, and he makes it work for 2. Fallen gets his hands on it, but there's nobody else with Kevlar launders.
That's true. It's too late to buy as well. It's got to be straight headshots. You got to be shooting people in the back. Oh my god, the plant could come out. There's 3 CTs at mid, Connor. The site is cracked wide open. Fur doesn't know this. He's assuming someone's going to come here to try to jump spot, and so he's also just waiting because they're looking to sell a fake. Are they? I'm sure not even planning to win this round because they don't know if B-side has got anybody in it.
Plant for plant.
No, he
was
too worried that someone's in the filler. If he goes to clear, he's just going to die.
Make his move finally. Fallen could fade away. CT's probably going to realize, whoops, we've made a vital error.
Is there a gun that he could run back and get? That would be a tall task.
Don't believe so. What if he just leaves the bomb site? If he runs right now, he could
go
still
get a
make it to
gun.
Fallen's AK.
That's a good point. Yeah, he should
Go.
Yeah, he should do that. What's he even doing here? Just get up, get some Mr. Freezies from the fridge.
6 of them.
You should just run. This is a very good point. Oh, okay. He's gonna go now. I guess he thought he would die if he took too much time, but
I think it's an ump at least.
That's nice. No, the lead thins. The lead thinins.
Are those like linens?
The opposite of thickens.
Yes.
The linens are the opposite of thickens.
So, purchase backed up. Stewie lucky to have a gun because of that one saved ump. Already MIBR set their sights to the top of mid. And on top of that, CeRq wins the duel versus Fugly. He was trying to get aggressive inside of the Palace launders.
Big call out.
But CeRq's the king.
Now they're not surprised that there's no mid control. What do NRG do? They've just been read. They have to make some kind of informational trade. They're going for A ramp.
Yeah, they'll get the info.
See, this is the thing. Like, they pushed A ramp and Palace at the same time. Probably not going to be held on both sides. So this is a pretty good spot for Ethan to be in. And what's going to happen with CeRq now? Freeze has not been pushed out of position. CeRq there goes for the fight straight up. Freeze, he's not going to catch anybody off guard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Keeps continuing onwards, really wanting to hammer it home. Ethan.
Oh boy.
Yet to strike, but the bomb's being planted in his face, so yes, he does drop Fallen. Cold, CeRq, and Fur left to finish this off. They do retrieve bomb and plant safely this time round. Dap's going to make noise to the bottom of mid, so coldzera waiting for it. He's been spotted out. And that MP9 now low on bullets, so sure enough, he's removed. But Ethan stands tall. Creeps his way closer to the site, doesn't have a kit currently on him, taps it to try and elicit a peek, and will find coldzera. That's the flash gone high, connects to the eyes, and Ethan then dies. CeRq drops him down.
Flash lands exactly on default, just for the player in Palace to peek, so it wasn't even coldzera who was going to use himself as human bait. Instead, he just wanted to help Fallen or CeRq with that peek, so it doesn't even matter that he dies at the end of the day. Really well played there. Flash lands a little short, but it's just enough to blind him and displace his aim, so there's no stick involved. And now MIBR have grabbed the clutch. They can now, if they win this round, put NRG back on a save. And for who gets vision first? Oh my god, you assume Ethan's gonna be up. He does see him.
Hey ya.
How are you doing?
See ya later, sucka. CeRq?
Oh,
Ethan. Dies this time around. coldzera bailing him out. 3 kills for him. That just obliterates the A site. Spanks it wide open.
What are they, garbage? Just
Spins
garbage.
the top.
Slaps the top, slaps the roof. Slaps the roof of the garbage.
I'm waiting for somebody to make an MP5 skin that has a buttocks on it.
Why?
Because when you pull it out, he spanks it.
Oh,
You
that
know?
would be good. Should do that.
I'm not creative.
Is it a nude buttocks?
I don't think they'd pass.
You could put swimwear on there. On the buttocks.
Get in there like swimwear. Breezy's about to hit the site. Oh my god, knows where they're both at. Remember, Cold only has 9 HP. There's no time to defuse, however, so it's just cutting at the gains of MIBR.
Yikes. Yeah, a little bit of damage dealt. Thought it was going to get sketchy from there, but didn't notice the bomb was almost ready to explode. And MIBR win that round because of this play right here from this wonderful man, coldzera, who sometimes cannot be stopped. Sometimes it's not your fault.
Nope. Sometimes coldzera just swings around corners.
Strong individual plays are what makes this game, separates this game from other games. So we cherish them.
Yeah, absolutely true.
CeRq, is he going to swing into this? He does. Not given not even the smallest chance.
That's nice though, because think of the times that MIBR have actually gained a man advantage based on walking at a palace alone.
Push, yeah.
But this time NRG, they go with the two-piece combo.
That's right. Cajun fries.
Lavish.
The false exec. There's a couple players in the site though, so they're gonna know like nothing has happened yet, but they don't know if it's a false or a fake exec. You know, false being that there might be a second one coming, and so maybe this does its job if they really think it is going to be. And here's Fallen to help them buy into it. 3 players walking up Cat now, kind of cool, but Daps here has the cutest angle ever and a cute M4 to go with it.
Souvenir. And he's left MIBR with some memorabilia. They're spread all over this catwalk, and they won't forget his hold anytime soon because he picks up a 3rd off of it. You just talked about the individual plays, the one-man shows. And Daps knows exactly what you're talking about because he could even add a 4th. No, Fallen will stop him short. And with 20 seconds, he's going to gun his way into the B site, so it seemed. Maybe trying to fake out someone that spotted it off of A. He'll double back. And nearly clears the ticket, but it's the player on Palace that should get him once he attempts his plant. It's a fake. Doesn't change a thing.
Interesting attempt at a execute. Well, the interesting attempt at selling a fake. It was like a more of like a high-level move there from MIBR, where they're probably playing towards tendencies of NRG, just because the false exec doesn't necessarily give you that much information. It was so long ago, but it seemed like NRG were definitely at least afraid of mid, so there was a chance there. However, Daps was sitting in ladder room and totally ready, so maybe that's why his teammates were totally fine in their positions as well. He gave them peace of mind. Underpass play. Oh my god, CeRq went for the jump but whiffed it. But Daps again. Father Daps from the top ropes.
Gave him the RKO. Came back for more. Second servings. CeRq steals it. Ethan shut down first. So sure enough, one after another, they all do die. Remember, not this round, but the one previous that they picked up, Mohan. It was with 3 saved weapons and 2 players on nothing at all. That's why Fugly gets a USP kill from Palace. You know, the guy who walked forward when Tarek was shut down by the AWP, he had nothing. Yeah, 2 players saved. So that's crucial. It's a very important round for them to start making this comeback within.
They have so much money now.
Exactly, and on top of that, they've actually managed to pull the tie. This is going to be 11 apiece because there's no way MIBR make it work with so little.
We certainly have a very real match on our hands then. Pistols aplenty, players afoot. MIBR have to give this up, not assume they're going to get any kills. They're going to have one buy. You definitely want to be able to assume that NRG are now in the power position. They're probably going to be very confident. They're going to be very rich. And I think this is the time that NRG do something a little bit more risky, because they have the rounds to work with. And if they get away with this, then, and if they don't get away with this, they can go back to other stuff. Here's where you get the experimental. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like experimenting.
This is what Kojima did to his fans with Metal Gear Solid 2.
What was that awful Metal Gear game that was like a zombie survival?
That was after Kojima.
I figured.
That was a really, I think it was a really bad game.
Yes.
That was a new one.
Not even worth a Google. Not worth one Google. 4-man setup from MIBR. Looks like they're changing direction. I can't remember them hitting up this B site with too many executions. But the time is now. Who's on the receiving end of affairs? It's Daps.
How are NRG so low on utility already? This is the B split's on. The rotates are not quite in yet, but they have cat control. The smoke's there. They've gone to ladder room. It's an insane amount of map control for MIBR to have at this point. And they are sitting pretty. The rotates are hesitant because they don't have info on the push or mid, so they don't want to call it too early. They just simply don't have that knowledge. But as for MIBR, they are ready to pounce. This could be very scary for NRG Esports.
Damian Steele. Not going to be able to melt under the pressure. He's sitting here waiting and waiting. Daps patient for the push. And at the 44-second mark, that's when the grenades start to fly on over. He underhands the flash and does turn one away. Picks up the player behind him, in fact, and Fugly out from the market door, putting in work. Can he find the last 2? He certainly has taken Tarek, but Fallen goes silent. So they're not sure where he's got off to, and he's continuing to creep around and around. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Fugly.
No, but it's still a nice kill.
And he did damage, and he almost killed him. And who knows, maybe he does, because Fugly stays alive, so maybe he would have got that kill. That would have been nuts. What a hold from Fugly. That was sick. Yeah. It seemed like he was hitting a high percentage of his bullets, which is a weird thing to think about.
Important hold from Daps as well. Sure, he lets the players out the window, but his flashbang, it blinds the front runner. He kills the player in the back, you know, wins that duel, and then ejects safely, putting all the pressure onto his teammates. So this is NRG definitely pulling away with the CT side. Launders, they have a lead, and they have a broken MIBR ahead of them.
Yeah. No, and again, this is It's more important that MIBR won that round. NRG, if they lost that last round, they could just buy again. Buy one more time. Look at CeRq, he's got 12K.
Money, money, money. Breezy and Ethan are the ones putting on the show so far. Leading the charge as they should be. That's what we've come to expect. CeRq looking at his new shoes. But he looks away at the worst possible time, so Daps drops him, puts him back in line, and extends the lead of NRG.
They're close, 3 rounds away from taking map number 1 after MIBR had a very strong start and a very strong finish to the first half. 21 kills for Ethan, 21 kills for Breeze. And MIBR came out looking so hot in the beginning. So hot, super hot. Very hot. White hot. But now that might be the conversation we're going to have about CeRq. He likes to turn up on CT sides.
Yeah, most certainly does. Plays that mobile op role. Gets his pick to start it off. Dropping Fur as well, who has been the most impactful over the first 2 maps versus Liquid, but now finds himself at the bottom of the board. And there's not a huge distribution between MIBR's members, so it's not like he's feeling particularly bad. But when we've watched him carry twice, Mohan, it's just not the same. Flash goes up, Fugly goes down. That's a good couple of kills here for the side of MIBR, but Ethan unable to manage himself more than one. Daps forced forward. The flames at his feet. Watches the T's double back towards ramp, and it's Daps and Breezy on the retake. 2 kits between them. Molotov out, flashbang still ready. Now meant to enable Breezy's cross, but he holds. Patiently waiting for the CT peak when little do they realize it's the wraparound in mid. Eventually, coldzera will get into position, and the bomb most certainly planted for him. Now CeRq comes out of firebox, and it's traded immediately. So, no. coldzera with another will take MIBR to 12.
It was very late, but they had the A-ramp player, they had another player, and because NRG were so slow on the retake, it was all too easy for MIBR to win. You are sneezing your butt off.
My eyes almost popped out of the sockets.
That's not good. Don't keep your eyes open when you sneeze. I don't know if that's an old wives' tale or not. Or an old husband's tale. I don't know if those exist. Still going. It's still going.
Help me.
Oh, I can't help you. I've got a cast. I'm sorry. Good luck. Ethan, 1 kill? No, doesn't get the kill. CeRq trades Stewie. He kills his teammate. The smoke goes down as ET to relieve Ethan. However, he's dropped his and can't use it for now for the retake. Bomb goes down. Similar situation for NRG. They've got more players to retake, but MIBR have time on their side. 4 players up. They can rotate around. CeRq here from the staircase is in a precarious spot. He's got to decide, when do I take the risk? And sometimes there's never a perfect opportunity, and sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. Stewie straight up loses his duel, and CeRq comes in now from the top of the ropes to get his. Daps, however, is labored on his frag, and that's it. 4 players up. They barely get it at the end of the day.
Yeah, swarming the bomb site, using the smoke to cover the defuse. Again, we see MIBR try to throw that middle late play to get players off bomb, but NRG had so many members still alive that they could just commit 1 player entirely to that and still have a 3 versus 1 advantage within the bomb site.
Yeah.
So numbers game helps out there in the after plant, and the numbers game helps out here in the buy, because clearly a numerical advantage in money for NRG over MIBR. But money doesn't make everything, because clearly Fur, one of the 2 AKs up for MIBR, will nab himself the first kill. CeRq deleted in the windowsill.
Yeah, you got backspaced. He got Control A removed. Fur. Oh. Nade lobs goes just a bit too far. I think the intent was good. I think the thought was there, but it really isn't the thought that counts sometimes. And so he doesn't take any damage. Ethan walking out beyond enemy lines and somehow gets that kill on Stewie. That is an incredibly difficult kill to get. Stewie doing so much damage, and he'll probably call that out, but that's all he gets. The split is on, however, as Fur is now top connector. Only Famas in the hands of Fallen with Deagle and Colds, but they've got the important kill, and now Ethan's back here on the site. Slowed down is Fur, and that flash actually changes his course of action.
Oh,
Ethan does not want to shoot too early.
As the player goes past towards spawn, doesn't want to let Breezy die. There comes the wide swing. The spray's good for damage, but Cold still up, and he just whipped 90 degrees to Deeg. Daps. Daps goes up in smoke.
Oh my god.
And Breezy left alone. He has the kit, but no utility to actually push this forward. It's going to be an HP advantage for CeRq as he resides underneath the balk. Like a troll under the bridge, he waits to take his toll. And that toll is so damaging. NRG now just have that 1 point lead. Sure, okay, Launders, they've got money for days. They're going to buy to the end of time.
Yeah.
But MIBR at least 1 round behind, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be... Let's see, they'll be able to buy this round. They're spending a lot of what they have now. And with everything, when all is said and done, when all the dust is settled, they've got about 8K between the 4 of them. Fugly's on 50 bucks. So he's going to have to go on spot for the next round if they want to buy. And it's getting close at this point. Stewie doing some very important early damage. CeRq not getting that op shot off is the most important thing for MIBR. But... I don't know, still really feels like NRG are in a good place at the moment. Looking fairly solid, barely losing that retake. I don't know, I don't think we have a replay for that last kill, but Cold, like, I feel like shouldn't have gotten that Deagle frag, and that was literally the retake in a kill.
It was the difference maker. Fallen as he hunts the duel towards A site, gets completely blanketed off. Boost into the window. This could go either way. You can see Fur waiting for the smoke to fade.
Just got to stare at that mini-map. There it is.
There you have it. Yep, absolute obliteration.
Mr. Wilson looking over the wall. There's a lot of T's at mid. It's not often you see this, and CeRq dying is big. They've got enough A control here. They're ready for a hit. Go for it. NRG say they don't even have to show face.
Nope,
ready
to
receive. Total honeypot.
Oh. But Stewie 2K, staying true to his name, doubles up inside of the bomb site. CeRq just hiding behind Ticket now emerges with a kill immediately as Stewie does try to get past. CeRq looking to find a way to blast his way outwards, but Cold Zera up close wants to kick him in the teeth. He jumps over, and that could actually cost them now because sure, it creates some space, but they walk into the scope of Fallen, so still this does look good. MIBR have the plant for them, and CeRq's gonna grab the op here, hoping to use the trusty gun to cut them down, but Fallen has other ideas here, Mohan. That is 14 rounds apiece now, and unfortunately for NRG, the cash isn't all there.
Yeah, just every single round on a razor's edge in these post-plant situations on the A site, and NRG have just one more chance to do this with a bit of money in their pocket. After this, it's going to be a force-up, so somehow MIBR have earned their way back into this. I'm shocked, not appalled, impressed, and almost certainly, I have absolutely no clue who will actually win this game at this point. Feels like MIBR barely won the rounds that they have. NRG have had good setups to hold A. The frags have looked good for MIBR, and it comes down to just these last few seconds on A site. So the approaches have been good. The holds have been not so good, but they've used a lot of good passive setups to compromise.
Oh, they actually do calculate out the buy. Not wanting to forfeit overtime to MIBR just yet. And you can tell lackluster utility, not a single kit either. Clearly gaps in the buy. But regardless,
bit of lifestyle creep though, as they've been used to having as much utility as you would have on a full buy, and here they just don't have a lot to work with. Passive setups are not going to cut it quite as well if you don't have options. And no kits? I mean, the bomb has been going down consistently. I would be worried.
CeRq playing off the stack, but it's Fur to blast past Ethan first and foremost. Now, he does manage himself the kill, but it's so quickly traded by Fur. He just guns his way forward, and Daps will do the same. Slain. 3v1, and Daps has to eject towards mid. He's just got to call it quits, I think. He has no health to retake with, and now Fallen's found him. That's MIBR with 15. They got the 3 last rounds of the first half, and in the most recent 3 as well, they've taken them all.
It's just monstrous. I can't believe it. Just the breadth of the second half has gone to NRG, and MIBR just come back into it like 3 out of the last 4 rounds. And now NRG just have pistols. They scout, they have more utility than they even had last round, but in terms of guns, they're at a severe disadvantage. I would have put their EV much higher on the previous round than this one, and Fur is going to come out with a great flash and a great readjustment for the second kill, not committing too hard to the initial spray, leaving NRG with just 3 members alive.
But Ethan still swerves this back slightly into NRG's favor. Grab himself an MP9 for his efforts, and that very same gun has managed another kill elsewhere. It's Breezy inside of the apps. He's being pinched in, and Stewie's already in a prime position to actually take him down. Sure enough, he finds him, and that's just now the call to arms. MIBR going to charge forward here to the B bomb site, and not to mention the fact that Stewie can pick up this aggressive position. Oh, and a swift headshot to CeRq pushes it on to Ethan. He's going to have to do it all. A 1 versus 3 in the 30th round. MIBR in each half, taking those last few rounds, making it go the distance and putting on the show. 22 health for Ethan. Should never be enough. He's spotted and dealt with by Fallen. What a comeback.
Unbelievable. What a performance from MIBR. I am shook right now. That's pretty crazy stuff. It just felt like it was on a razor's edge the entire time in those last few rounds. And for MIBR to actually close it out flawlessly in those last 2, and that's, again, 4 out of the last 5 rounds that they picked up, no problem. But pretty admirable performance.
4 out of the last 5, 5 out of the last 6. So, I mean, that's wild when you consider 7 of the rounds on the T side are theirs. It was looking like NRG were going to do what they did yesterday, just completely swamp on those CT sides. However, not the case. So, folks, we'll see you on the second map to see if MIBR does it twice.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo.
Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
It's that time of year again as the fall season of MDL returns. Watch the best teams from all around the world compete for their chance to make it to the Global Challenge. MDL is returning again to give aspiring esports teams the chance to make it to that upper echelon of play. You can catch all of the action on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, twitch.tv/ESEA.
The Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
A close game that saw MIBR manage to close it out from behind when they led during the first half. They needed that maximum performance to keep them going. And when you're talking about performance, you get that from MSI. We've got the lovely laptops in front of us now. We've been playing games during downtime as well on it. You can literally play anything on these beastly machines. And they've got so much more to offer. So make sure you go and check them out. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've lost the plot. You're going 70s mode on us. Okay. Now you're really showing your age, aren't you? I even feel young.
Well, listen, I mean, someone has to, right? Yeah. Someone has to.
We can't allow the kids to have all the fun, right?
Exactly, yeah.
We have to be able to rock it every now and again.
Hashtag Grandpa Club.
Oh, yes. Grandpa Club. I'll take that. God, if my... Oh, God. It's got me thinking when I will actually be a grandpa. Yeah. You're closer to that than I would be.
Technically, yeah. I suppose so, yeah.
In terms of kid ages.
Let's move swiftly along here before this goes any further.
Well, yeah, we could go into a real dark spiral here. But what was a dark spiral, at least, was the NRG form, right? So MIBR started off so well. It goes for a 9-6 half. You're looking, okay, pretty strong. And then you see NRG on the CT side where they, most of the time, shine. But this time around, they just got so far and just they dropped the ball. They started not being able to do it. Great thing for MIBR, though, was this team played together, and they played it well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first half, I felt like they could have easily had a bigger half on the City side. They kind of mucked up. There was a weird diffuse situation which ended up costing them the round.
Yeah.
But all in all, it felt to me that MIBR could have easily had a bigger run. But yeah, I mean, that down the stretch in the game where MIBR managed to close it out at the end, I mean, it must be frustrating for NRG when you're mostly doing the right decisions, you're making the right aggressive plays, you're pinching the map off of the MIBR site, but still you have, you know, even with a number disadvantage, you know, players like Stewie who can just ram up out of connector with his buddies, and he will literally just destroy a 3-man A defense by his own. And that's just kind of the X factor that these type of teams have. They can have individuals just explode and have the right play and hit those crucial shots that will bail them out from situations that were not looking really, really good for them.
Now, we were saying about the individual skill that shows. That wasn't too bad on the NRG side either, right? Like, they had moments where they were shining, but it was when the pressure got to them when it hit that 14th round, they could not get any more on the board. And this is where you just saw MIBR. They exploded into it. This is what you're talking about.
That's exactly what I was talking about right there. And that's just kind of what separates the greatest from the good ones, right?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of qualities that you have on your lineup with MIBR. Obviously, it takes a lot of mental fortitude for you to be able to go through that situation where you're kind of forced to run through a multitude of rounds to close it out in the end. That's what we're going to be looking here at the stats. It's very, very even across the board.
Yeah, this is a good showing from both teams. This is kind of what you expect from a 16-14. No one really dropping the ball there, and Breezy doing his best effort, still hangs in there with the highest ADR. But ultimately, it was MIBR that came out on top. And as we move on to Train, right, we've got to see a little bit more from NRG on holding their own. We spoke about it in the pregame, right? They get so many of these games where it goes the full distance or really close, and it's actually about them winning it out, taking it over the finish line now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt like towards the tail end of the game also, NRG needed to maybe become a little bit more passive. They gave openings to MIBR to make. For example, you had a situation where one of the NRG players was stuck in window on the wrong side of it without anywhere to escape. CeRq boosted up on a little ledge next to the window. He literally just waited for the smoke to evaporate. Gets the kill easy, equals the numbers, makes it much more favorable for his team. So basically, what I'm saying is, when you have that advantage already from as NRG, yes, take the contest middle in the beginning, that's fine. But then as the round keeps going further, force MIBR to make a move, force them to actually execute something, go to their backpack, find a tactic, and make a play instead of letting MIBR get those kills. You know, not easy, but give them those opportunities.
Now, NRG, right, we haven't seen massive amounts from them on Train, but they've had some good results. They previously lost this, though, to MIBR just the other day, 16-12. Now, that's my worrying factor in here. How much could they have changed? How much could they have developed from that in order to try and take a win here and have a 1-1 scoreline?
Yeah, that's 100%. I mean, and it's only just, you know, being literally, what?
2 days.
2 days ago, right? Yeah. So not much. I mean, obviously, as a losing team, in any scenario, I feel like when you're playing the same map, there's more for you to learn.
Yeah, you can take from it, because so often we see the winners, right? Even though they should look at it and say, what mistakes did we make? So often they go, oh, cool, yeah, we won that one, on to the next.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you kind of remember that there are certain little situations or key moments that cost you rounds.
Yeah.
And that can definitely be the difference maker. And I feel like they have the tools for sure, but if you're playing against a dialed-in MIBR, it's always going to be hard.
Now, my biggest thing here for NRG is that I just want to see them get off to a good start again, and I want to see if we hit them on that 14th round, close it out, be strong, play your game, don't let it fall apart.
Be smart.
Again. Yeah.
Be smart. But that should be like a tagline somewhere on a wall.
NRG,
wherever they're playing.
Be smart.
Yeah, in their team house. I'm assuming they have one. Have that right in front of everyone so they can always glance at it, but be smart. Think everything through that you do.
Do you like that London and Scrawny? NRG, be smart.
I thought they were pretty smart. No, I thought it was quite close. Like those last few rounds.
It was close. It was close. But I was just going on about, you know, at the last few rounds, so there were situations where they kind of gave openings to MIBR. You know, putting themselves in positions where MIBR managed to get a kill. Either if they were down-numbered, they could make it in a 4-on-4, and that's always massively more favorable.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it seemed like. From our perspective, it's like some of these kills, it was kind of crazy that MIBR, get to.
Like the Stewie one where they came through
on the site, killed the guy under Belk, and the guy A-Ramp.
Yeah.
Those was like the insurance policy. Like neither of them should die.
Supposed to refrag at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the X factor with these guys, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. They all frag, so that was a tough part. And then there was like the cold 0 round where he gets the 1D on Cat after like.
Oh, how's the 90-degree snap on Daps.
Yeah, so that
everyday feats.
Everyday feats with MIBR here.
So after a bunch of stomps that we've seen today, we're getting closer games. But will it be close again on Train, or will MIBR be able to run away with it? They had that 16-12 score last time around. Let's see if NRG have learned from it and can try and take the win here again, guys.
Launders, this is it. This is our last map of Pro League, buddy.
Yeah. Then we just, what do we do after? We just go, we just check out, go to the Roche Motel, check in.
Get
That's
some
it.
breakfast.
Oh, that's not the Roche Motel. That's a good hotel.
Yeah.
It's the Copenhagen Studio Hotel.
Copenhagen Studio. Should we tell people that's where we are?
What do you mean? Is that a hotel?
Public? Should we tell them?
Is that a real hotel?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I just made it up.
What'd you say?
I said Copenhagen Studio Hotel.
Oh, sorry. That's not what I heard, Launders. I thought you actually said the name of our place.
I don't know. I guess there's probably a chance that it's a generic hotel name.
It does sound quite generic, in fact. It does indeed. But there's nothing generic about this match, because this match is exciting. It's exhilarating. We got two of the best in North American Pro League. The only team that's able to make close matches tonight, in fact. And it's a quick clash, too. Let's keep up that tempo straight from the previous round into this one on Train. CeRq denies the entries at first, but MIBR still looking to pick up their pieces. Not an entire calamity, although it is now looking dire. 1 versus 4, Fallen still, oh my, alive and fine, because he has 100 health. 100 health and 3 of the kills already. He is gunning for the ace, and Ethan cuts him short.
It's making it, they made it very difficult for him, but he also tried to make them uncomfortable by playing that E-box from both sides. And as they stay out in the open, they don't want to fall victim to a really nice shoulder peek and the advantage of shoulder and the advantage of Peeker's advantage. The advantage of Peeker's advantage. It's the Department of Redundancy department.
Peeker's advantage. That's a great little web show.
Yeah, Daps is on it sometimes.
Yep. Canadian web show.
Maybe one day you'll be on it.
Probably not. Maybe you.
Okay. I think you have fans on the Peeker's Advantage podcast, the PAP.
Well, I can cross my fingers and my toes.
Can you?
Just the big one.
Just the big one. What's the other toe called? Beside it.
The index.
The index toe.
The index toe.
Index toe. The infamous index toe.
The only way I recall them, you know.
And then when you get married, which toe do you put the ring on?
The 4th one. The one that goes to the market.
There we go.
Not the one with beef stew.
Very good. What if you cut your pinky off? Would you be able to balance?
I think you still can.
But would you have a hard time?
Probably harder than if you had 5 toes.
Marginally harder? 20% harder?
20, yeah.
Ooh, so just as important as any other toe.
Yeah, sure.
What's actually happening in this round? Oh my god, it's a full eco. They have Glocks, baby.
Yeah, Wonders. It's one of those situations, again, where we try to write it off, but it was that single AK play. coldzera was tasked with it yet again, just as he was on Mirage, but this one looking real. Daps has himself 3 kills. Ethan 1. First planted bomb, and he's just sat upon it like a mother hen. Unfortunately for him, he's about to be peeked from multiple directions. Burst fire on the Glock, actually dealing substantial damage, but there's so many people. Still he's up. Still he's up. And he did take Ethan for half his HP. If only he lands another headshot.
That was nuts. He crouched under the train, got picked up just ahead, and got the kill too. I can't. They almost pick up another pistol. That would have been a robbery.
A highway robbery.
A highway robbery. A freeway robbery. What is a highway robbery? Pull someone over the highway.
I'm assuming it's. If I had to assume, I'm going to assume that it comes from a time where you like have buggies and carriages going down the road.
Okay, so you can stop them.
Yeah, like highwaymen. They're highwaymen are the ones pulling off the highway robberies.
Okay, there we go.
Bandits and thieves. And MIBR on a full buy. Moving up and above Fugly. He's going to call for this, and he's going to play it cool and collected. He will strike down CeRq, knowing this player's already past him, so not surprising that he does end up dying. But at least the CT's well aware. So Breezy can play patiently, a little cautious. And in doing so, he catches Fur. Now Daps versus Fallen. goes the way of the Brazilian core. Stewie catching Ethan just on the edge of the smoke now. It pushes Breezy to the 1v3. And he's found the first, but nothing further. MIBR win one early.
Another one on a razor's edge, falling, readjusting, getting the impossible kill, the Galil, the ultimate weapon versus the ultimate weapon, the M4, A1 silence.
Colt.
The Colt, baby. That is crazy. He had no business getting that kill. That would have been big flank. That would have been Breeze in a 2v2. Him and Breeze. That was a different round if he doesn't get that kill. But MIBR did a good job of doing damage control, even after Breeze got his on the player pushing. Totally caught him off guard with the Fami. Little Fami. You know what the plural of Fami is?
What?
Fami.
Oh. I made that up.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just brought it into the broadcast tonight.
Can't take credit for that one?
Nope, I have no claim, no copyright, nor trademark.
It's not legally binding.
I'm from Canada. Copyright doesn't mean
no
much.
laws out there.
Bunch of pirates. However, there's still enough for NRG to work with here. Fugly, a little bit delayed, but still able to pick up one, and Daps from within the train yard another. So some costs added to the execution of MIBR.
See, as Cold Zera moves out across upper, that's his job to get so far out that it threatens the Z player, and he has to worry about Cloud. So him being able to fall back is just such a big move for MIBR. He's going to continue to be a problem, and now he's got to actually do a bit more. CeRq's on a big flank, but he's upper. He'll take first contact.
Yep, beats the man off with the bomb. Now he's going to get flanked from behind. CeRq making a ruckus, so Cold Zera in anticipation takes it. And luckily, CeRq, it's not as though he had to clear someone off bomb. He gets the player going up ladder. Much easier for him to kill.
That was tough because CeRq had to run just because of the amount of time left over if they were going to go for it. And that meant he just had to take a 50-50 with Cold Zera, 40-60, I guess, considering his weapon. And MIBR continue to abuse this upper position, which is so powerful for the terrorists to get control of. So NRG have to deny it if they want to be able to regain control. 4 players pushing with pistols into a max 10. Can CeRq make it 3? It's not quite there, but there's only 2 left, and outside's been taken. Their spots have been called out.
Whoa, another 2 for not expecting him to be so far ahead. CeRq still so far behind. Opts not to come into Ivy. And now I see a possibility for MIBR. Possibly lose more bodies here, Launders. It's already been costly. 3 kills. NRG able to grab that second AK too. So hell, they're happy with this. They soften up their opponents and will facilitate their buy in the next round.
Pretty good stuff. Love to have the AKs. Even past the Krieg and the AUG does more damage. So it's not quite as good on the accuracy, but it's a tried and true Counter-Strike weapon that always delivers the good, especially at close range. Buy up now. CeRq has his op. We'll hand the AK over to Fugly. Ethan's only got an MP9. Maybe he is going to be good friends with Ladder. This is a position I think he'd be quite powerful in. That nade is meant for the player who might jump up on bomb trains, a timing nade. And Stewie here to Molotov Daps off of the upper position that has been so strong for MIBR. They've been able to bully from here. They've fallen off. It's quite dangerous. They don't have an op to spot the cross on upper. CeRq might be warranted, wanted, I should say, in these moments. But MIBR, I think they've realized they've gotten away with this too much, and they maybe don't want to push their luck. And for going pixel perfect on this angle, make sure his body is not shown.
Gotta play it safe as can be. The execution could be on B. Inner yard, susceptible to the hit now that MIBR come barreling over. I mean, they're making a lot of noise. This will certainly be heard. But the question still remains, is it ladder room? And they're applying pressure there. still NRG content to rotate over, and Ethan's hold is going to make this all the easier. It looks flawless. coldzera completely outnumbered, completely outgunned. And thus far, MIBR have found nothing. And they won't.
That's nuts. Ethan is such an amazing player, dude. Like, to get those kills with the MP9s, very well done. Needed to get the headshots right away. It's obviously not got a better gun. Good fire rate, however, and comes through with a good crosshair placement and flicks back to deny the flash that comes down initially. So I like the attempt there from MIBR. They want to abuse upper again, but here's a way of masking that. Let's do the same play, but let's make it seem different. Something I talk about a lot, actually, is if you want to do something that works, it's great, but here's a way to make it seem like we're not going to do that thing. We go ahead and pull it off one more time and get more and more creative from there.
3 rapid frags. Making mincemeat of this round as it should be. So little invested for MIBR, they never stood a chance. Stu wants to use the Zeus or the Deeg. He's trying to bait them in. The power of electricity. I'm ready for it.
You know what the strongest form of electricity is?
What?
Static.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. The lightning is actually static electricity.
That's true.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's very true.
It doesn't really have the full range, but it's just there at the weakest and there at the strongest.
Well, that's all that really matters, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You just want to be the best. Screw the in-between. I'm not one for mediocrity.
Mediocrity.
Sure.
The other form of government.
Whoa, Stewie's down. Dapp's able to trade one. Good enough, because obviously he gets away with such little health that shouldn't even happen in the first place.
4-4, and things get strange. NRG playing from the inside. And Ethan goes for ladder room control. Oh my goodness, the flash was just a little bit too late. And I'm not saying that he was the one who he walked in. He might not have walked in early, but it was mistimed.
Hello? Goodbye. Jumping ops, flopping around like fish out of water. CeRq, well, showing them how it's done until Fur executes him from the backside. That's a 4th round for MIBR. They're back on the board. And are the CTs busted? Not yet.
It's an actual form of government.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely had heard of mediocrity. But I definitely meant mediocrity.
Yeah.
The mediocrity is to be ruled by the mediocre.
That's interesting. Wonder where that has taken place.
Whenever I let you push me around.
Just moments ago. Totem pole drop. It's a new strat. Oh, he gets caught on the ladder. Stewie doesn't even get a chance to fire.
That's from the ladder. You know, they're sticky buggers, those.
Gets Spider-Man'd.
Like magnets at times.
The last round was good from MIBR. They got the 4-4. Took IV control, something that we harped on in our previous match of the day, NV Ints, where there was just not much going on there. And we'll definitely see MIBR with some hot IV takes.
Ethan is cold. He is not even rarely moving. We've seen T's trickle past, but now it's Fugly to blast his way through the terrorists that have managed to get some bead control. A little bit of something going for him. Putting down the smokes as well, trying to give themselves some cover to play off of, but it's the flank that could cost them. Ethan finally comes up from the ladder. There's the offer down. Stewie left. No, excuse me, Fur.
Seemed like he was doing a good job of dodging all those bullets, as if he had an idea of like where they would be next. Spray going back and forth. And the defuse comes in. Great round from NRG. Stopping the plant, well, not stopping the plant, but defusing early, getting keeping the 2 ops, keeping a lot of people alive, stopping a full-on inner hit, and last round we saw MIBR win. Was obviously the split outside, but the previous few rounds was All had to do with Inner. So it's a big win for NRG to be able to stop that finally. Now what happens? 2 AKs.
Yeah, the double raid boss. It's a full buy-up too, so MIBR bottoming out the accounts.
They're going to Macau.
Don't want to flounder this opportunity though. Obviously. A lot of pressure on Stewie and Fallen. But it's diamonds that are forged under pressure, Launders. So we'll see if these two can shine bright.
You know what else is forged under pressure?
What?
Coal.
True. Not nearly as enjoyable.
Slightly worse.
Headshot. Can't manage himself a third. It is CeRq to drop him, and Ethan falls into the smoke now. Terrorists still working their way upwards, and Fur just wants a gun. But the moment he picks one up, Ethan's there to drop him. So Fallen, one of the 2 AKs to start the round, is the last one standing up. He had a 1v4 to deal with, and he only found CeRq in the end. So NRG a 6th, and MIBR to stagnate on 4 for at least a little longer. Why? Because there is no buy to play with.
No buy to play with. Outside take look nice. Think CeRq on Christmas?
Hopefully not.
Or do you think he puts oranges in the stocking stuffers?
My childhood sucked.
Oh.
For the record, it didn't. You know, I don't want my parents to hear this and think that I'm ungrateful.
No one thinks that. You seem very normal.
Well,
appearances can be deceiving.
Yep. I'm glad it's convincing. Smoke's down, and the collateral's good. Right through Stewie. Or Fallen, rather. Right through Fallen's head. Ugh.
Your head is a wall.
Splattered with skull fragments. Sure, the bomb plants inwards, and hey.
He got knocked.
Oh my god,
does he know it? He doesn't know it yet.
Grab it. It is just next to him. He even gets another dink with the P250. CeRq could pick it up. No, it's just too far ahead. CeRq running wildly.
I don't even know where he was going. Where was he going? Where was CeRq going? Let's see that itinerary. Where were you off to?
Where are they next? MIBR.
Potentially last Copenhagen?
Yeah, I think that's their next event.
Are they going to go to Epicenter?
No.
Are there any events concurrent?
I don't believe so. But I could be a filthy liar, Launders.
Wouldn't be surprised. Disappointed, but not surprised. Molly at the back 6, CeRq to couple that with a grenade of his own, but a Molotov comes out in response to kind of cancel it out. And from there, where does he move? He's holding on to sandwich control here, but Breeze off the corner of the smoke is making a very heads-up play. Nice adjustment.
Continue onwards, and it's a rapid flash of frags, leaving us still in the advantage of NRG. They've been doing a really good job of keeping that advantage, whether it be anti-ecos or gun rounds. So we'll attempt, or rather they will, to close this one. Wildly peeking out there. CeRq tries to take an initiative, and he does so fantastically. Fabulously.
Fabulously, yeah.
Flaunts it.
Oh, flaunts it. I thought you smashed that with flaccid.
No, no.
My ears are playing tricks. Getting older.
Yeah, I can see the hair growing out of them.
I remember my math teacher, my summer school math teacher, had hair growing out of his ears. Like, why does that happen to old people? Like, what, do we just become shrubbery?
So you know you got a garden gnome between your legs? All the while, looks like NRG are being ripped apart this round, so come alive. At least until now, Fugly 3 up still, and he's not going to do anything further. So MIBR are 5th on the T side of Train. They are par for the course now, I'd argue. And they still have a chance to improve on this score, but it's not going to be easy. It's not as though the anti-ecos will come their way, Launders. NRG will buy until the end of this half.
Not for free, for sure. Yeah, they're going to have to earn their way through it, and MIBR are used to it. They did it last map, almost flawlessly, somehow. They've done a couple of slow outside takes, and here they're turning up the tempo, going for something quick. This time it's actually Fur instead of Cold doing a similar thing that Cold did. Fur, does he take the fight? It looked like there was about to be a duel to happen, but he's now made his way back out. Just wanted to make sure they don't get too aggressive at Sandwich, I suppose. And maybe feigning an outside take to force a Sandwich player to make an aggressive move, and Stewie is here at upper to do the same with Fugly.
Yeah, just outplayed him. I mean, you could see him trying to hunt him down from the ramp, but then both players reallocate towards the upper hall. Stu just gets ahead of it. Now Ethan could reject out from the ladder room, blindsiding Fur, who did just pick up a kill towards the site. But Daps knows there's a man up close, and he can't handle it. CeRq tears them apart. A 6th for MIBR, and they'll be gunning for a 7th.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a crazy round, man. There were so many moving pieces. They had the first player jump out to T-Con, which I assume is to make the feign an A hit where they have some stuff go out, bait some nades that way, and then for him to fall out, keep his life. I wonder what exactly, how that ties into the game plan. Then we obviously had Stewie to catch a push inner as well, which I mean just shows their successful default where they knew that inner would be a little bit weaker, but then all the while they're working on Ivy control. So condition them out of kind of like micro conditioning just in that round. Took their attention away from anything going on down at Ivy. You have to work very hard to take Ivy straight up, and so that's a cool way to circumvent having to use tons of nades and go full frontal.
Ooh, Ethan has a little help down here.
Nope.
That's by his side.
Whoa.
Fur knows he's in there, so I'm going to try to soften him up with the frag grenade. Sure enough, a bit of damage, but only 9. This is wild. Fur and Stewie both kept back at only 5 kills apiece.
CeRq's snuck his way out. It's like a slinky. Taking all the different steps.
One after another, bending backwards to get it done.
Always has the bomb. Fallen always has the bomb.
And so killing him gifts it over. Oh my God. Catches Fugly, but then CeRq will bring it back by 1 for inside the smoke. Doesn't know that Daps is just in front. But with the reload now he'll strike, knowing that the player was completely defenseless. Coldzera has to keep this one moving forward. 10 seconds left to do all the work, and Ethan has other ideas. 9-6 the half for NRG. A nice little comeback there for MIBR, kind of sprinkling rounds within the half, Flanders, but in the end, it's still the edge to the CT side.
It's refreshing to have these level of matches. Finally, a very good day of Counter-Strike so far. A labored half, very tense in moments, a lot of good holds, a lot of good initial individual plays, and a lot of good teamwork going on as well. MIBR had some good stuff to show as well as NRG, and even though they managed to claw their way back in just a bit, NRG closed out the half strong. 9 rounds. 7 to go.
Yeah, it's a show being led by Ethan and Breezy and CeRq. So you've got your 3 biggest fraggers kind of hitting the top of the scoreboard. That's like the formula gone right for NRG.
As it should be, right?
Right? If you had to... I'm going to try... If you have to philosophize?
You can philosophize, yeah.
Okay. I'm scared to use words now. If you had to philosophize the success of NRG, that's what you're anticipating.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like on paper.
Sounds like one of those funny words, but yeah.
Yeah. A philosophizer.
Oh, okay, well. Not get crazy.
There's an execution for Breezy on Ivy. Now they're just going to split into the A site so rapidly. Still the belief in MIBR, according to Betway, that is. And we'll see if the CT side really gets rolling. It has. A bunch of headshots all coming in. CeRq still up, wrapping around the train yard, taking multiple duels at once, and yet still he's managed to cut this down to the 2v3, now 1. Just Ethan topping the charts, and now sealing the deal is Fallen.
Oof.
So An immediate pistol round certainly helps with tying this game immediately.
Yeah, it's what they needed. NRG got the first one. MIBR did a very similar outside take, grabbed number 2. Now they should have a freebie of a round, as NRG are not going to buy anything, but it's going to be cleared MIBR. Now, there will most likely be a buy, especially after they see some of these gushes come out. No head armor bot, no upgraded guns, just Glauks. Hold there. Oh, got the message a little bit late. P250 can't multi-frag as well. And CeRq got himself in a good spot at the end of the day.
Oh, but then Ethan comes out from the ladder room. So, Fur, to pick up some of the pieces, daps the last one up, and, well, speaking of up, he goes to the heavens above.
He's got the bomb, which is kind of crazy. He can sit here for a long time. Stewie will obviously use his first target, but you got to assume Stewie's not going to clear heaven in this situation. He might, depending on what else is available. Oh, he actually gets the kill, too. Would have liked to see how that round went if Daps at least got the first kill.
3 HP was the difference there.
And it wasn't a free round.
Nope.
So it didn't cost NRG much.
No, certainly not. I mean, look, I think they'll be coming in with a favored buy.
Yeah, they're forcing up all the rebuys. And CeRq, what's he got? What's he got? Can't be that good. Oh, he's actually got Cold Zero on the UMP. Where's he playing? Always curious about this stuff. Oh, he's Ivy. Holding out Ivy with the UMP. Bold move. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out.
We shall see. Also bold is for Fallen to take the front line of the upper halls. Ethan in anticipation of an upper peak, but Fallen comes back for second servings.
It's a hungry man. And it's minestrone at the soup kitchen.
Good goal. Sarah manages to take himself one over on the Ivy. But now it's the defenders within the A site that'll be pinched from multiple directions. So important that they smoke one avenue off. Fur going to get so close that the boost necessarily doesn't work, but what?
He has no idea.
Doesn't respond in time. Just blindsided by it. CeRq going upwards, bomb going down. And Fallen will creep inwards for the clutch. Now, once he hears that plant, he could come around the corner, but no, he will not deny it. Here's the footsteps leaving. May believe that Fugly was the man to plant the bomb. So does he expect CeRq to be so close?
Seems like he's looking, focused in that direction. But yeah, I mean, he could, this could have been either of the two. So maybe he doubts himself. Certainly not expecting E-Box at this moment. Maybe he assumes that he's lurking around it. Oh my God. CeRq, did he hear that? Oh! Holy smokes.
CeRq.
Wow. I think Fallen pulling out the scope was where he might have gone wrong, where I think he was like, okay, maybe I can scope from this distance, not be heard. But he probably would have had to switch guns, if not go for the just straight up wall bang and just hope. So MIBR have to save now.
Yeah, this is NRG one. Immediately into it. They're going to play 2 MAC-10s on this round. You got to be cautious. MIBR have been able to cause some waves in rounds like this. Stewie already down back into the B site. How has he managed that? How has he stopped Fugly? Just the deagle, and Fugly started shooting before Stewie was even ready for the play. Now, Breezy being tagged to 39 HP is not a good look for him because the bomb's not planted and the entirety of the T's are caught out into the open. The CZ swings out, and this is MIBR trying to finish the robbery. They've got them held up, but Fallen still towards that A site. Mohan, he will be fine for the time being.
Yeah, he's big chilling, but they're so worried. He could pop out at any moment. You know, they can try to plant here, and at least the smoke will allow them to feel a little bit more peace. Fallen can move in for the 1v2 attempt one more time. Run it back. On the ramp, he goes down.
I mean, Breeze falls to a single shot. All it takes is one round of 7.62. Fallen high ground. Oh, he doesn't spot it. That's such an important play from Breezy at that moment, and in a position where he has just enough cover.
And with that, MIBR cannot follow up with another buy. Last 2 rounds, NRG won 1v2. 1v1 at the end. MIBR would love to be able to buy into this, but they can't.
Just by the skin of their teeth. This one should be a blowout to the favor of NRG. They've gone for the old bomb stack, so the kill zone.
This is interesting. The cheerleader stack going on. Doubting their positions a little bit.
Everybody's antsy. Now they're all just going to pop out. They're going to flood forward. They'll all be cut down immediately, you think.
My God.
But they have managed 3 frags already. The P250, that's 4. Bomb hits the floor, and CeRq now has to clutch this. Launders. Oh, Launders.
Oh my God.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this to have just happened.
I can't believe it. I didn't even see the way that stack could work at all, ever.
And I mean, we were just talking about how the costs versus MIBR is what's going to make the difference, right? The fact that these rounds go down to the 1v1, but keep that in mind, it goes both ways.
That's so true. That is such a good point.
CeRq needs to win this.
What is the thought there? That old bomb doesn't get mollied and stuff? They're just so far away from things. Like, if you come out ladder, you see 5 guys stacked up in front of old bomb. Like, all right, let's just aim practice. Oh my goodness, an op shot goes off, the Glock kill comes out, and suddenly it's a much easier round from CeRq. He's actually just gonna hightail it to B and make this a very impossible 1v1 to win for Fallen. This is gonna be quite difficult.
At the very least, Fallen has grabbed himself the AK, tries to offset the timing by going through flames, and CeRq's already ready for it. Doesn't realize Fallen's already managed his way out. And there you go. The Bulgarian beast blasts his way back into the clutch because NRG most certainly needed it.
Oh my God.
He gets them that 4th round of a lead.
This is crazy. But you know what? CeRq's got a drop here. A couple of players will be very low.
Yep.
Because they got that 4 kills again. Those 4 kills again.
Exactly.
They're perpetually on this risk of double saving. They lose.
They've kept the force buys on a pendulum back and forth. The risk does go. But NRG, eventually they'll be content with this because they're getting closer and closer to the finish line. And it'll be easier for them to reestablish their money than it will MIBR. You need those extra grenades. Arguably the ops. And right now, CeRq's the only one with it. Boy, oh boy, has he come up big.
2 Deady B. Nobody's got a kit on MIBR. They're just here to frag out. Some of the last bits, expensive utility are being used. Fallen's at ladder. That's a new one. Ooh, it's right in front of the Molotov, but ends up taking damage, throwing his smoke down late and then leaving.
From the ramp, this is a solid hold. Stewie 3K can't get himself the 4th, but does fall off and stay alive, and you could argue that's more important. Because 4 versus 2 is a good look for MIBR. They have the bomb thrown down on ramp as well. It's been strewn out in the open.
Oh, he's going for it.
On for the ace, but no sir. CeRq takes it. Perfectly fine. The job is done. Same outcome at the end. 9 rounds for MIBR.
And they do it. NRG, they don't have much money. They maybe, I don't know, if they buy here, it's the ugliest force of all time between 2,000 and 2,900. So this might be a total disaster. And yeah, no, they're just going to go for Glocks. Take the L on this one. Allow MIBR to claw their way back into this. They do get to rest on the fact that they won those rounds. They have a 3-round lead to make sure they can do it a bit better on 5. And hell, maybe make this a round as well. Why not?
Yeah, Breezy will have his paws on the M4. Chance of picking up a frag. Hell, even Daps could have had a 1, but CeRq's tagged instead, not taken. Boy. They get the confirmation he is most certainly still there. The follow-up flash is going to get the job done. So 4 up. Finally, a good round for MIBR where they can cultivate some money.
Yeah, the swing is just swung all the way back into their favor. Yeah, and even here, NRG can't buy an op. They're around 4,200. They get pretty good nades. Daps will be able to prioritize a Molotov over everything else. All of MIBR have smokes. They've got kits. They don't need to worry so much about head armor. Because at this point, NRG, you have to get really creative here. Very important round.
Try to play that T-Con presence immediately, but it's really much more the Ivy play that looks to be important. coldzera to refurbish the smoke, and Ethan's kill towards T-Con's crucial. It's going to start pulling more and more attention on that portion of the A site, which you'd think would open a gap from behind.
coldzera's leaving Ivy as 3 people come out from behind him. Ethan, also from T-Con, gets that kill. They won't even know that they're going to be flanked.
Nope. I mean, the Ivy players only at this point find anything at all. That was all Fugly and Ethan. The T-Con play works out.
Unreal.
Grabs all the attention, all the frags. They gobble them up.
Hungry Hippos.
You know, if casting fails, I'm getting into ASMR.
Oh, I thought you were going to say professional Hungry Hippo casting.
Oh. No.
You going to dress up?
I got a nice dress.
Sophie can do your makeup.
That's true. That is very true.
Get dolled up for the stream. Do some ASMR.
Need a better mic.
Yeah, what are you working with?
ATR.
Oh, you knew one of those, they have those things that have ears on them. Have you seen those?
No, I don't watch ASMR.
They've got like the weird machine that has ears on it, and they touch the ears, and it goes into your ears. That's going to be you. What are you talking about? You should be excited.
No, I take it all back.
You should look forward to this. This is your future.
I'll take my chances with CS.
You got to own it. Down with the ship, I suppose.
Keep this one rolling like NRG into the A site yet again. Ethan. Back-to-back rounds where he finds the entry, but this time he doesn't escape, so 1 is all he gets. Now he's got to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah, a bit different, but in exchange for that frag, a Breeze has made his way up Ivy, and once again, MIBR don't give it enough attention. Don't give a baby enough attention. It bites back. coldzera hits a good flick, crouches under the crosshair of Fugly, but immediately traded by CeRq, and once again, the numbers have dwindled. MIBR have 3 targets, 1 op in their hands. Fallen in a pretty good spot. Wouldn't count them out quite yet.
Nope.
Oh!
Great cover. Now Stewie's been revealed to the back of the old bomb. He's going to try to walk up and anticipate the peak, but may not expect it to be from on top of the train. Now he's going to pick up that pace, run forward, still with the sniper in hand.
Oh, we saw that.
Most certainly did. Puts down the nade to try and soften Daps up, but the USP shouldn't be enough. Somehow he makes it work. And with a Molotov over towards the train, he knows this has to be the peak. CeRq walks right into Stewie.
Whoa. That's the ultimate outplay, isn't it?
The USP on Daps.
He threw the nade and then used the USP to completely turn his head around. He did that without a flash.
And you can see Daps not quite sure where to
he
look.
was lost.
Daps even hits him with a shot, but not the head.
Look at this. And he's so smooth with it. Like, immediately gets on the defuse. And again, when you click when you're diffusing, you have to let go. Otherwise, it lags.
Yep.
And then you get screwed.
Right. We saw that happen yesterday, in fact.
Holy smokes. What a 1v2.
Wild ride, but that's not going to slow down this game. In fact, I think it picks it up. NRG wanting to pounce in off the back of that would be a great opportunity to just crush MIBR, but Cold executes Ethan, who thought he was shrouded in smoke. Now this is going from bad to worse for NRG. Remember, MIBR managed that 16-14 win in the opening map, and they love themselves a good heartbreak. CeRq will cross paths with CeRq. He sees the shadow, takes him down. 1 point the difference now. The Brazilian core coming to life.
What an absolute match. This is crazy. NRG won all those 1v1s, and they still maintain a lead because of it. But at this point, they don't have the money to buy their way to the end. They've got to earn a rifle round next round. They have to give this one up. They have to give MIBR the economic advantage, and you better believe MIBR are hungry. They were getting it close on eco rounds, let alone those rifles, so this is going to be a tough game to close out for the winning team at the moment.
This round should be all too easy, however. That frag could be devastating. Over 300 damage for sure. Stewie cleans up his prize. My God.
This kid is the truth, man. This kid really is the truth.
Wonders, they just get mowed down like a whippersnipper.
He thinks he just did all that damage with his M4, but it was his nade too. Like, alley-ooped himself.
Hot damn.
With that play. Unreal, man. Unreal.
Frag was so perfectly timed.
Beautiful stuff.
So now we go forward. 4 rounds left.
Ethan tagged down to half. He was a key player, instrumental after those 1v1s and creating a dominant performance for NRG on the outside takes. A little bit low now with the rifle. Could get melted. 2 bullets away from death. 2 to 3. Or 1 to the face. Smoke's a bit off, but Fur isn't too phased. NRG, what's their game plan?
Oi. It's not supposed to work like that. But I do suppose grenades go both ways. Like an interception.
"45 seconds. What's the call?" They don't have any map control to take from this. Fur's not going to bite on that, and they still have ladder. They have 1 person Ivy, and it looks like Inner is secure. Fallen has his op, and he's moving around. They're getting curious as now the nades are coming over T-Con. It's going to come down to CeRq.
Yeah, he's just going to play on the E-box, minimal cover, but it is the double up, the buddy system. Not supposed to get lost like this. Fallen putting in work with that op. In fact, Cold Zero does too. That's 3 of the 4 frags off of the sniper rifles alone. And that's it. They had 1 chance to get in just because of the time there, Mohan. They waited until the last 3 seconds, hoping to find maybe a numbers advantage on A. But were they ever wrong? Sent packing back by MIBR. A single gun kept up and moved forward here into the 28th round. This is the one that could secure the CT's overtime at least.
The most suspicious round we've seen from NRG yet. The one that makes it seem like they might be faltering.
Right.
Where they had indecision. They didn't take map control. It wasn't clear what their game plan was, even for us with X-Ray. For MIBR, they were in tune with what was going to happen. And they dealt with it nicely. The trades could have come out if they were lucky, but not today. NRG now have what might be their last buy.
Good positioning from Cold. Manages to find CeRq immediately, so that's going to soften up this B take, and it's all NRG will have. All the eggs in this basket. And it's only Daps that outlasts it for now. Will go inwards, following his team's feet, and there you go, folks. Stewie takes the last one. This is 15-13 and 2 chances for NRG to get back in this map. And overtime guarantees at least 1 point. They have to do it flawlessly from here. 0 margin of error.
I can't assume they're going to do anything slow this round. I feel like they need to get back into the rhythm of things, and I feel like their slow round showed us that they were looking a bit unconfident. They can't let MIBR know that. They can't figure it out. Working on map control, they've just got to move into things a lot faster. Cold Zero goes ahead and shows them, if you're not going to go for it, I'll go ahead and take it. IV is now CTs. What do NRG do in response? What was their game plan going out of it? And now that they see this, how are they going to adjust? If they want to go for a straight up A outside, they don't want to do that with T-Con and ladder without thinking about IV control. And there are 3 CTs out here waiting. They also have CeRq, opping, Inner. They have all the information in the world. They're prepped and ready. All NRG think to do right now is wait. That's going to cost them at the end of the day.
Insecurity is sinking in. And Fur drive this just walks right into the duel versus Fugly. That could have so easily gone either way. But 23 health will make the difference. At this point, it's Ethan to drop downwards, trying to regain that portion of the map. He does convince Fur back, but not as though he drops him. So the man advantage belongs to MIBR. And with 30 seconds left, they're going to try this A execute yet again. Fur to take the high ground, and Fallen boosted within Z takes the easy peek. It's a 5 versus 3, Launders. It's not a good look for them. They continue to fall at the hands of Fallen. Daps, sure enough, with 2, 3, could claw this back into contention, but he needs to pick up the bomb, and they're already on it. It's MIBR 2-0. NRG putting in work, making these games close, and making MIBR struggle for their wins, but they take it regardless. And NRG looked great on this T side, Mohan. They played those quick T-Con rounds, they had those executions rolling, but then once they got insecure, once they slowed it to a, you know, turtle's pace, just didn't go their way.
Yeah, when the time started to get red before they were getting outside, that's when you knew things were changing mentality-wise. And NRG looked so good in that half, and it seemed like they won as many close rounds as they needed to to make it too difficult for MIBR to come back into it. And once again, on the second map, MIBR do it.
Oh, it's a heartbreak for NRG, but they have themselves, of course, still a decent enough position.
You're done. There's no more NA Pro League with Launders and Scrawny.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you guys have done so well, though.
We're iconic.
I'm going to miss you guys.
Are we replaceable?
No, not really.
All right, I'll tell Harry and Hugo that.
Yeah.
They can see it on this broadcast. You guys have done fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it, man.
We've got 2 more weeks to go, and sadly, without you guys.
Yeah, you'll be missed, but they'll at least get to talk to you one more time.
Oh, that was sweet. Is that to me, Connor?
No, it's to them at home.
Great. No,
the banter never stops.
Kisses to me.
Get wrecked.
I'll be nice to him, and this is how he repays me.
Tough love.
Look how MIBR repaid NRG.
It was good.
Give him a bit of hope, and then just rip it straight from him.
Pretty much, yeah, similarities to that moment right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I gave him all that praise for nothing. But NRG, again, closing games out, getting so close to the finish line, not being able to finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to think that the resilience was there in the first half after you had MIBR by really, really early, dropping a couple of AKs, and then converting 3 in a row, and then eventually out of the last 7 or 8 rounds, they managed to win, just lose 1. So they were on a roll. They had a massive CT half, and then even the beginning of the T half, they were playing really well. You know, like the boys were saying, they had some really good T-con pushes. Like they were playing with a lot of confidence, just going with the flow. Once they got that little hope, similar hope somewhere, they managed to capitalize. Ethan would get that nice headshot, get a kill, and that would be the cue for everyone just swarming to the bomb site. But then the polar opposite happened in the tail end of the game, where it's just there's no clue of what to do. They gain no map control. They want to do a push to the outer bomb site without somehow not managing to get ladder control. I mean, there are means and measures to just brute force it. You can double molly it. You can try to bait it. You will get that ladder room if you just want to do that. But they don't do it. Instead, they let themselves into a situation where they have a player on top of ladder, they'll rotate 3 players to T main, and then they'll just try to ride out and just get offed basically by Fallen. And then the rest of the boys also just be on a pickup duty for the rest of the frags. So yeah, definitely a matter of NRG just losing confidence in situations where the things start getting tougher. They just kind of slow down their pace massively, and that's usually a sign of, yes, we're not really entirely sure what to do here. The decisiveness is such a massive factor in order to make rounds happen on the T side.
Is it a factor as well from the experience side of things, right? Because obviously the Brazilians have got heaps and tons of it, like NRG do, but maybe not on the same level, because it's almost too much of a cliche now that this keeps on happening for NRG.
Happens to a lot of tier 2 teams, honest, like whatever. I mean, who knows what these tiers are nowadays, but like tier 2 teams,
closer
exactly.
And closer.
Like it applies to a lot of teams. I feel like, you know, once you get closer to that finish line, and then you get denied a couple of times, you slow your things down a little bit too much, and creativity disappears. Instead, you just try to force yourself over that finish line, and that's when things just start going south really easy. Unless someone has one of those rounds where, you know, he's just going to destroy a couple of key kills, goes your way, and you win the round that way.
Well, MIBR managed to get the 2-0 over NRG and secure themselves a very good-looking stat for their road to Odense. And when we look at the road to Odense, you can see it's the technology hub. We've got drones that I'm still waiting for production to give me a drone to play with.
Still waiting.
Yeah, and they're looking for a lot of tech talents at the moment. So if you're a man or woman who's loving up the tech life, then maybe you need to come over to Denmark and see what they've got going on over here. And what I want to see next is where these stand-ins are now after today's games. That is the important thing, because I think MIBR will be, oh yes they are, 44 points in a dream. They're up there, looking strong in first place. Team Liquid in second place, despite their losses today, which is very unfortunate given the fact they had to play in with Zeus. Renegades and Ghost, they're going down slightly, but they're still within their top 6.
I feel like the prophecy has come true with MIBR. They had a slow start, but they picked up their engines as the season's gone further.
Very
They're
true.
in a massive lead right now, and things are looking fine and dandy for them.
They have played more games than anyone else at the moment, though,
Sure.
which is a factor we have to take into account. But still, I can't see MIBR dropping against some of the other teams they've still got to play. It'll be exciting to see how it goes down. But let's just recap what results we've seen from today as well. So on the mainstream we saw here, we saw Ints actually have a dominant performance over Envy, who just looked completely wrecked. Then MIBR did take down Team Liquid, but we can take it with a pinch of salt because they didn't play with their full lineup. Twist was missing. We had Zeus instead. And then Made in Brazil, they made it close against NRG, but NRG, without closing out them games, it hasn't looked too hot. Now, there's some interesting ones here on the secondary stream. Do you see that Ints versus Cloud9?
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a bonkers scoreline, but I mean, like we said, it's hard to judge Ints from the game that we saw against Envy because Envy was looking pretty horrible. But then again, like we've said throughout this week, Cloud9 still with a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not out of the question that Ints would be able to take those kind of matches, but if you're Cloud9, you're obviously wondering, like, what's going on right now.
I want to know what's going on with this Team Liquid game as well. If production can tell me, is Twist playing now against Rogue? Because they won 16-2 on one map, and they're just a little bit behind on the second, so production can tell me that.
I would...
Oh, they believe so. Okay, so
Yeah,
they believe Twist
that.
is playing. That would make sense. I was about to say, if you did that with Zeus a 16-2, then Rogue, you just need to quit right now.
I mean, Rogue is having a tough season right now. Things are not going great for them. I mean, a team that had a good showing at the major, and they were looking upward, and everything was great. But then all of a sudden, you know, it's not being a hot season whatsoever.
Natu. Guess what we get tomorrow? A bit more Ghost Gaming action going up against Luminosity and Renegades.
Yes, I mean, that first matchup is going to be a clash of styles. Obviously, Ghost Gaming is all about the numbers, making the right calls, while Luminosity, they're going to be coming in guns blazing and giving us a lot of entertainment in that sense.
The polar opposite, though, that's the way I would describe it. And then we've got Renegades versus Cloud9 in the middle of all of that. On the second stream, Rogue versus Envy should be quite an interesting one. I guess a closer affair in that side. Then we've got MIBR versus Rogue as well. And finishing off with Luminosity going up against Complexity. So some surefire games to come your way as we will be closing out the second week of Pro League. Oh my God, this has gone incredibly fast, Natu. Hopefully you'll be better.
I mean, fingers
one
crossed.
more day. One more day you can make it, right?
Let's see if my body can keep up.
His body's keeping up for now. My body is certainly keeping up because I am excited for tomorrow. But we are going to end the show today. Make sure you're coming back for tomorrow's games. It's going to be absolutely epic as always. And we have Europe just before us as well. So have a good day, evening or night wherever you are in the world. And we will see you tomorrow.
Carry out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo.
Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. I'm Intel Core i7.
The Intel Extreme Masters is headed to the Midwest this November in Chicago. Get your tickets now at iem.gg/tickets.